I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's pretty hard to find the motivation to upload videos when the team that beat your team is still playing, but I got to stay in the swing of things. So as you can see, I'm going to be grading our trade deadline acquisitions. And the first guy I'm going to talk about is Josh Hader. And this is very misleading because, the 7.31 ERA for us, the 1.6 whip, that's atrocious. There's no doubt. There's something wrong with him mentally and mechanically when he came over. But when that guy figured it out, he was the best reliever in baseball. He at least set a record in the playoffs for most consecutive strikeouts. He was a menace, He was huge for us at the end of the year when he found it, and in the postseason, he helped us get on our deep playoff run. You can't have freaking Taylor Rogers closing out games against the Dodgers or something. Josh Hader was absolutely huge for us. I'm going to be giving him an A-. It would be an A if he wasn't horrendous when he came over, but that's water under the bridge. Look how far we got with him. So huge job by Josh Hader. A- for him. So now let's move on to Brandon Drury. And Drury's a little bit misleading, not the best batting average, 238 for us. A 109 OPS plus, 9% above average, but his main problem was definitely getting on base. He had a 290 on base percentage for us, which is not good at all. Anytime you're under 300, that's not very ideal. But he had some big hits for us, and he was pretty clutch. So I'm going to be giving Drury a B for how clutch he was and just being pretty consistent overall. But it's just the on base is really what's pulling his grade down. But so yeah, Brandon Drury is going to be getting a B from me. And now we're going to move on to Josh Bell, who was absolutely terrible for us. He hit 301 on the Nationals with an 877 OPS for them. And then he comes over here, hits 192 with a 587 OPS. And he just never really figured it out. Once he had that initial 0 for 23, he just never really got hot again. And yeah, he had some nice moments in the playoffs, but there's just really never any consistency with Bell. Like I was saying earlier, he does have a higher on base for us than Drury did, but Bell just wasn't good for us overall. You had Will Myers having to play over him in the playoffs. It's never a good sign when you got Will Myers at age 31 playing over you. So Josh Bell, he really struggled. I'm going to be giving him a C. He did have some nice moments in the playoffs, but at the end of the day, anytime you got an OPS sub 600, you just weren't very good. And for what he was doing before that on the Nationals this year, really, really subpar. And now we're going to be moving on to Juan Soto. And he is interesting because we didn't get Juan Soto because he just wasn't as good as he should have been. He was a solid player, and there's no doubt. 778 OPS, but the batting average down at 236. The on base 388. That's insane. It's not good for him, but it's insane. But Juan Soto just wasn't really the Juan Soto of past. And that's just kind of the story this whole year for Soto. He hit 242 overall in the year, 246 in the Nationals. And yeah, he had the very high OPS because of the walks, the OPS plus, WRC plus, whatever you want to call it. But the problem with Soto is just, his batting average just wasn't there this year. And, he is probably still the best hitter in all of baseball. And you can't be hitting 240 at that point. And I'm not one of those guys who weighs in too high to batting average, but at some point, you got to be able to be producing on a consistent level. And yes, batting average does not show the whole story. But yeah, Soto just struggled overall. It wasn't his best year. Guys would kill for a year like that, but for him, it wasn't good at all. And I agree. And yes, he did help us win a ton. There's no doubt about that. He was good at the end of the postseason too, even though he struggled in the beginning. But I'm going to be giving Soto a B- because a guy with that expectations and with that ceiling of how good he can be, you can't be hitting 236 on our team. And great player, huge. He got on base for us a lot. Played okay defense, maybe not as good as he was on the Nationals, but Soto, I'm expecting big things from him in the next 2 years. Hopefully we can sign him to an extension eventually. But yeah, I'm going to be giving Soto a B-. Thanks guys for watching this video. Let me know if you like these types of videos and if you want to see more similar videos like this, but I'll catch you guys in the next one.